Hello everyone. In this presentation, I'll be talking about my research on characterizing roles in online extremist movements that I conducted along with Tanu Mitra at University of Washington High School. Consider this Facebook group with over 60,000 members that describes itself as a group for pissed off white Americans. Or this Facebook page, liked by over 75,000 users, that opposes same-sex marriage and promotes transphobic views. One notable thing about both these accounts is that they host content linked from external websites that help in reinforcing their beliefs. For example, the first page has linked a YouTube video motivating users to stop white genocide, which according to Wikipedia is a white supremacist conspiracy theory. Similarly, the second page has linked content mocking transgender rights in sports. Both the links shared on these accounts originate from known extremist organizations recorded in Southern Poverty Law Center's SPLC's annual extremism dataset. By sharing content generated from extremist organizations, both accounts have become a part of online extremist ecosystem that is supported and reinforced by thousands of accounts like this. Previous researchers have explained this phenomenon in different terms. For example, Krona mentioned the term media operatives to describe accounts that like and share content generated by ISIS accounts. Similarly, Starbird and colleagues also highlight the participatory nature of extremist or disinformation campaigns, saying that harmful information can flow either intentionally or organically through series of online accounts, creating an entire ecosystem of collaborative disinformation. Inspired by these works, in this research, we study the ecosystem of participatory activism in online extremist movements, such as white supremacy, anti-immigration, and anti-LGBTQ movements. In any ecosystem, different functional parts serve or assume different purposes. For example, let's go back to the two Facebook accounts we saw earlier. The first page often shares content from known white nationalist organizations and uses it to solicit participation or funds. The second page, on the other hand, shares information from another known anti-LGBTQ organization and posts content that is grounded in the core epistemology of the anti-LGBTQ movement. By using information generated by known hate organizations in different ways, both these accounts play different functional roles in the extremist participatory ecosystem. So in this paper, we first explored the different roles played by online accounts in online extremist ecosystem. We also investigate how stable are these roles and how likely are the accounts to transition from one role into another. Finally, given that information sharing is core to the functioning of these accounts, we also investigate how influential are the roles in spreading different types of information sources, such as fake news or conspiracy theories. For this entire analysis, we use Facebook groups and pages as our data source. In this paper, we want to study participatory activism in extremist information sharing. So we first need to identify the extremist information sources. We refer to a hate map generated by SPLC that lists known hate groups within USA. We identified 289 websites belonging to known hate groups and searched for Facebook pages and groups that share links from these websites. After some quality checks and thresholding, we obtain over 4,000 Facebook pages and groups that share extremist content. We also checked the quality of our dataset with two experts from Southern Poverty Law Center and also noted other considerations such as our focus on US-based extremism, which could be read in more detail in the paper. Now we move on to the first research question that characterizes functional roles in online extremist movements. To understand what could be the underlying qualities of different kinds of roles, we refer to a vast literature considering various perspectives on participation in social movements. Based on the theories, we identified three dimensions of participation in any kind of social movement: drives, engagement, and strategies of mobilization. We derived three various computational representations to describe each of the dimensions. For example, to capture anger as a drive for participation, we use linguistic inquiry and word count dictionary to identify anger-related words and calculated the proportion of anger words in the posts. One of the features for engagement dimension is the engagement trend. We calculated the trend line slope for the number of extremist links posted by the account per month and use that as one of the features. Similarly, to detect language related to solicitation, We designed and extracted various phrase patterns from text, such as calls for donation or signing the petitions. We computed a total of 13 features like this that are described in detail in the paper. We compute the drives, engagement, and strategies features for all the accounts and represent the feature information as a vector for each account. Next, to extract typical roles based on our theory-guided features, we perform unsupervised cluster analysis and find 5 clusters. We manually examine sample accounts in each cluster with help of 7 social psychologists and label each cluster as a role in extremist participatory activism. Our guest evaluators labeled one of the clusters as educator accounts. To quote the evaluators, these accounts seem to take effort to make logical arguments about extremist causes. They're focused on highlighting their own group's worth with logic or analysis. Another cluster was labeled as solicitors, who the evaluators considered to be soliciting action for hateful causes. Similarly, the rest of the clusters were labeled as flamers, motivators, and sympathizers. Flamers' accounts were found to host prominently inflammatory or toxic content. Motivators mostly shared positive news and wins for the extremist cases. Evaluators described them as cheerleaders of the extremist movement. And finally, sympathizers who only occasionally hosted extremist content without much commentary of their own. In the next research question, we also check how stable these roles are across 4 periods of 6 months between 2018 and 2019. Specifically, we modeled the role stability and transition by calculating the retention and transition probabilities between various time periods. We found that educators and solicitors are most likely to retain their roles for longer periods of time, whereas motivators are more likely to transition to sympathizers, indicating that some accounts might naturally disengage from extremist content sharing. After characterizing roles and role transition dynamics, we also investigate how influential different roles are in spreading different types of information. For example, this call for action by an anti-immigration group was first shared by a solicitor account around 10 p.m. on June 10, 2018. The same link was next shared by other flamer, motivator, and solicitor accounts within half hour. By extracting link sharing timelines such as this, for different URLs, we can understand how accounts in different roles are influential in sharing different information sources. We use multivariate Hawkes process to model the information flows. More details about this model can be found in the paper. We primarily observe information flows across different types of sources such as hateful content, conspiracy theories, biased news, and fake news sources. We come up with 3 primary findings. First, educators and solicitors are most influential in spreading hateful content. Second, motivators are more influential in triggering the spread of biased information, while flamers and educators are influential in spreading fake news sources. Overall, our work has 3 key takeaways. We identified 5 roles in participatory activism in extremist content sharing. Roles core to the extremist movement, such as educators and solicitors, are also more stable. Accounts in these same roles are also in general more influential in spreading various disinformation sources. Our results allow us to further hypothesize about the trajectories of deeper engagement into online extremist movements. Especially backed by the theoretical trajectories of protest participation, our characterization of roles suggests that accounts that transition from mere sympathizers into motivators or flamers, and eventually into educators or solicitors, might be on a deeper engagement pathway into extremism. Moreover, accounts in the educator and solicitor's role, which are at the core of extremist movement, might also be more likely to reject interventions designed to counter extremist narratives. A related research suggests that such accounts might retaliate to counter narratives and move to different platforms. Overall, our research suggests that through participatory activism, the picture of online extremism has now shifted from few selected radical websites and accounts to a spectrum of allies with access to extremist information and the affordances to share it with the mass. Thanks for listening, and I'm looking forward to hearing your questions in the Q&A session.